And joining us now with some big breaking news is John Solomon, founder of Just the News. John, boy, you've got some bombshells on the FBI and the Secret Service.
Yeah, that's right. Well, listen, the Secret Service Director, Kimberly Cheadle, she really frustrated Congress, didn't give them a lot of details today about the Trump assassination attempt. But the FBI, in a series of closed-door briefings over the last several days, has provided lawmakers significant new information about the investigation, including the fact that the shooter, Thomas Matthew Crooks, used 3 encrypted communication apps tied to 3 foreign countries: Germany, Brussels, and New Zealand. He also had on his primary cell phone, the one they found on his body, an arrest photo of an earlier Michigan school shooter, a school shooter by the name of Ethan Crumbley, who was recently sentenced to life in prison for a deadly shooting at the Oxford High School in Michigan. That's new information. We didn't know about that. We also have a much better timeline as to when the Secret Service first got alerted to the fact that Crooks was acting suspiciously and maybe trying to get on the roof. We are told the FBI has determined that the Secret Service was first notified at 5:51, or about 9 minutes before Trump began speaking, 20 minutes before Trump was shot, that there was a suspicious person at the speaking venue. About a minute before the first shots were fired, the Secret Service sniper was told to train his guns near that roof where Thomas Crooks was, and then, of course, the shots were fired first by Crooks, and then the sniper took out Crooks right after that. But that's the first detail. Now, we know a couple other things. For the first time, we know that the Secret Service first reviewed the location on July 8th, so 5 days before the event, and that they included reviewing the building where the shooter ultimately came from. They created 3 concentric rings of security, an outer ring, a middle ring, and an inner ring. The building was in the middle of the 3 of those rings, but still didn't have the building properly covered at the moment that shooting began. So all of that is brand new information from the FBI to Congress in the last couple of days, closed-door briefings.
John, 3 encrypted messages. Now, Why would he be sending encrypted messages? Was somebody, any possibility somebody was paying him?
We do not know. They said that the encryption is one of the hardest things that they're trying to crack right now. They have not cracked these 3 apps. So they're 3 separate apps. They don't even know what's been sent back and forth yet because they're encrypted. They just know that he had these 3 encrypted communications apps on his primary cell phone, the one they found on him when he was shot, and they're tied to Germany, Brussels, and New Zealand. That's all that the FBI knew at the last briefing that they gave Congress. Now, they expect another briefing in the next 48 hours, probably when Christopher Wray testifies publicly on Wednesday before the House Judiciary Committee. But this is a very tantalizing piece of evidence that is a primary focus. Why he had Ethan Crumbley's arrest photo on his phone, that's another very important piece of evidence. And then I think a third one, at his home and on all of his personal belongings, including his laptop, they found almost no material suggesting any politics, any ideology, anything, like completely sterile of any political or motive evidence. And that's unusual in a shooting like this. Usually you find something like that. The FBI told Congress that's something that really stands out in the investigation thus far.
So if he doesn't have any political agenda, does it go back to dollars?
We just don't know. These are all very important questions. Yeah, he just doesn't fit the normal profile of these shooters that we've seen in the past, according to the FBI, which briefed the Congress in the last day. A couple other interesting things that we learned in the course of the briefings there. The shooter first went to the grounds on July 7th, so 6 days before the event. He also went there the day of the event at 10:30 in the morning, then went home, got his gun, then bought some ammunition, then went back to commit the shooting. One interesting detail, at 6:01 p.m., which is a minute after Trump began speaking, 10 minutes before the bullets began flying, he took a picture of a live shot of what was going on at the Trump event with Trump speaking. So his phone had a screenshot of just the live scene of what he was about to light up with his gun. That's another piece of important evidence that the FBI told Congress.
And we just have a few seconds left, John. What about the reports that he actually flew a drone over the site? The Secret Service didn't even have any eyes in the sky.
Yeah, we know that they recovered a drone. The FBI was not more specific than that in their briefing, so I have not been able to confirm that the drone was flying. I can confirm that they found a drone in, I believe, his car. That's where they found it, in his car. So that's another important piece of evidence right now.
All right. Well, John Solomon, thank you so much. You always have some big stuff. We appreciate it. Thanks so much, John.
Thank you, John.
Pleasure to be with you.
Keep going.
We will. Thank you, sir.